Why were you interested in using PXT Select?
Interviewing is not my favorite part of the job, and unfortunately I've hired a few people that came on board and they were different than the people that I met in the interview process. PXT Select gave me an opportunity to see some insight onto the candidates before I hired them and helped me compare candidates before I extended a final offer.
What did you learn about the candidate from the PXT Select assessment?
Although the PXT Select assessment contains scores for verbal and numerical reasoning, the most valuable part for me were the behavioral traits section. Each candidate was ranked on traits that ranged from pace and independence of working style to sociability and decision making. And these areas are really difficult for me to ascertain in typical interview situations. The PST assessment questions generate dynamically as the candidate answers the questions, so it makes it difficult for the candidate to trick the test or to answer the way they think that the employer wants them to answer. And I think that was very valuable in identifying the different characteristics of the candidates I was looking at.
How did PXT Select compare to other hiring tools you've used?
The PXT Select was much more comprehensive than the other tools I've used in the past. Not only did it give an overall compatibility score, it also ranked each candidate on 13 different traits, and I found that very valuable. It also identified where each candidate fell within 3 areas that are important within this particular job description.
How did the results of the PXT assessment affect your hiring process?
If the candidate's response fell outside of the identified range for a particular behavioral trait, the PXT assessment gave me example questions that I could ask in order to allow the candidate to follow up on the questions and how they might reply or respond in a particular situation. And I found that very helpful because sometimes just an assessment isn't going to tell you everything about a candidate, and this way we had an opportunity to talk about it.
How did you use PXT Select in your decision to hire?
Well, the assessment did not make my hiring decision, but it did allow me to collaborate my interview questions with the behavioral and characteristical traits that were identified in the assessment, and it was really helpful in identifying each candidate's strengths.
Would you recommend PXT Select to others?
I most definitely would. I believe the PXT assessment was very helpful in allowing me to identify behavioral traits of the candidates that I was considering and to help determine if those were people that I would want to have on my team and make a part of our organization. And with Michelle and her team at Inspiring Solutions, it made the whole process very easy. I would most definitely recommend that combination.
Are you interested in PXT Select? Visit inspiringsolutions.com for more information.